welcome to Let's Talk Diz, a show that gives you everything you need to know to help make your Disney vacation as magical as can be in just about 20 minutes. I'm your host, Jeff Coviello. With me each week is Disney Master Sandy from Easy Diz by Instant Impressions Travel Services. Sandy, how you doing this week?
I am doing great. I am super relaxed and ready to chat.
Well, you're relaxed because your brain is taking you someplace, not because you necessarily are coming away from a place. But tonight we're going to talk about what's turning into an incredibly unique experience in Walt Disney World, the only official remaining spa on property at the Grand Floridian.
I'm happy I could take one for the team and check it out for everybody.
Well, we do know that is your thing. You do have to, you take the good and you take the bad. For us, it's good. I appreciate it.
It is, and really, I am a spa person. On pretty much every adventure by Disney I go on, I check out the spas around the world. I've done the Disney cruise ships and lots of different places. I am definitely a massage person.
I guess, we did say the only official remaining spa on property. So where do you want to start tonight?
I think that's an important distinction. So if you've been a Disney person for a long time, you know that there were 2 spas operated on property, one at Saratoga and one at the Grand Floridian. And they have closed the one at Saratoga. We're told it will not be reopening. Obviously, that's always subject to change.
Right.
And one of the other things that used to exist is every deluxe resort has a fitness center. And in their fitness center, they had a private room for massage. And if you were, let's say, staying at Wilderness Lodge, you could schedule a massage and they would send the masseuse over to Wilderness Lodge and you would be able to get your experience there. Now, all of the experiences are at the Grand Floridian, technically off property, but probably equally easy to get to. And I might have to take another one for the team later this year. Madeira Spa for the Swan and Dolphin does still exist. And Swan and Dolphin, as we know, are not Disney properties, but they're right in that bubble between Epcot and Hollywood Studios.
It's a relatively recent development that those massage rooms have left us, right? And it's certainly a relatively recent decision that the spa at Saratoga Springs Resort and Spa, as it's still, I think, still aptly named, is no longer there. So a little bit of a streamlining of your spa experience through the Grand Floridian. And they did some work on it recently, correct?
They did. And there's actually a mini location that we've lost just a couple of years before COVID at Wilderness Lodge, right out by the pool. They converted this little house that has been different things. It's been the DVC member area. It's got the bathrooms attached. And they turned it into a mini spa where they were doing manicures, pedicures, and the very popular character makeovers. And that is also now closed. They've brought all those services under one roof. So I guess it makes it easier. There's no doubt where you're going when you're going for services. And as you said, it allowed them also to focus some funds on a beautiful refurbishment and creating the new and improved spa over at the Grand Floridian.
Now, how recent was that refurbishment?
March 2022 is when it kicked off.
Tell me about the operating hours. How often are they available? Is it something that's nonstop? Are we looking at a typical business hours situation? What are we looking at?
I think they're more business hours than what I know as spa hours. They are 9 to 6, 7 days a week. They also, because they are doing all kinds of spa services, which we'll talk about in a minute, you'll also find a lot of bridal parties there, whether they're doing their pre-pampering day or their hair and makeup day of. And I think you'd all be astounded the number of weddings going on Disney property every day of the year. I'm not saying every bride goes there. Lots of them bring services privately into their villa or their getting ready room, but it's definitely a popular spot.
What treatment do they offer?
So one of the things that I loved about going here is it's not as simple as a treatment. It's about an experience.
Well, it's typical Disney at that point.
It is, but spas really, again, run the gamut. There are places where you can go for a treatment and, you sign in at the desk and you go into the treatment room. And if you're doing a massage like my favorite, you're undressing right in that room, you're getting your massage, you're getting dressed, and you're leaving. Here, the minute you walk in the door, the experience starts. And from the color palette and the scents, it's calm, it's quiet, it brings you into that relaxation. And as soon as you sign in, they start with a greeting and they bring out this beautiful dish with all these lovely gemstones in it. And they ask you which gemstone calls to you. And there's a purple and a blue and a yellow and a green. And you select your little gem rock. And they tell you the meaning behind what you've selected. And then there's this cute little garden house. It's just something kind of sitting on a little pedestal. And you go plant your gem in the garden there. It's not real dirt or anything. You're just kind of laying it in nice and easy. But I had a midday appointment, so the garden had lots of stuff already in it. And it really just kind of sets the tone. And they talk about how that begins your journey. And if you are doing a body treatment versus something like hair and nails, it will carry over into your treatment. And so I'm somebody, I don't want to show up, have my 50 minutes and be out the door in, a total of 55 minutes. So they encourage you to get there 30 minutes early so you have time for your paperwork and changing. I would say don't cut it close. Be early. There's no harm in being early. I love a good relaxation room, whether it's just to sit in the plush robe they give me and enjoy the dim lights and the quiet, or often I will read a book sitting there. So really stretch it out. I'm able to take that 50-minute experience, and I'll tell you, I was at the spa for close to 2.5 hours.
Well, if you have the time, it's worth it. I mean, take advantage of those types of things, especially, if you're visiting it on vacation, you might be worn out, or maybe you're just trying to get yourself in the right space, or maybe you do have something like a wedding. So just take advantage. They're there for that particular reason. The spas that I visited throughout any Disney property, some of the relaxation areas were the most memorable and most enjoyable.
Most definitely. And again, like a high-end spa, once you've done that stone treatment, they will walk you through the spa, bring you into the changing room. They do have lockers with little key codes. And, again, I'm all about questions. So clearly I only went into the ladies' locker room.
Right.
But I was assured that the men's locker room is an exact mirror image. So you've got the lockers with the codes. You've got a room with restrooms. But then they also have all the things you're looking for. There is a shower room, and they supply everything from shampoo, soap, razors. When you're getting out of the shower after your treatment, they've got blow dryers, Q-tips, all the things you need to feel pampered and not have to go to the spa lugging a big bag of things with you.
Very nice. Do we want to talk about the services that they offer? Is this the time to jump into that, the types of things that we can get there?
That's a great time. So they do a basic, like any of the spas that you might go to. You can go for facials, hair, nails. Generally, honestly, unless I'm there for something like a wedding and the whole party is going, I don't generally pick these kind of spas for that. And I think I see that a lot with the majority of people.
Okay.
One of the popular things there that I had just mentioned a minute ago is what they call the magical makeovers. This is very different than Bippity Boppity Boutique. This is for adults. And so super popular for the Halloween parties, but also other times of year. You can pick a hair package or an eye and lip package. And essentially, you can pick any favorite Disney-inspired character. You can do anything from Jasmine to Cruella. And it is close to kind of theatrical hair and makeup, but incredible jobs they do. You can obviously do both packages, which brings you to a whopping total of $225 for hair and eyes and lips, but so much fun.
All right. What else?
And then they do what I love. They do those massages. They've got single rooms, couples rooms. They do prenatal massage. Jeff, for you, They've got the perfect Run Disney item. They've got a foot only massage.
Yep, definitely, definitely.
And I will say the spa offers no discounts. They don't do DVC or annual pass holder. However, for AP holders and DVC members, you get a free add-on. And I had the most amazing scalp treatment, which I wasn't sure about. I've never done something like that before, but they use the special avocado oil, and you pick between the scalp treatment, a hydrating hand treatment, or using hot stones during part of your massage. So a great perk for DVC members as a courtesy add-on.
Well, and you mentioned DVC members. We know that there are Disney Vacation Club rooms and villas on property. They've added a bunch over the last couple of years. And so when we talk about Disney Vacation Club, you know that we talk about our friends over at DVC News. And so for more than a decade, DVC News has provided the latest news and information regarding the Disney Vacation Club timeshare program and its member resorts. Visit them at dvcnews.com, where you can sign up for their email newsletter, or look for them at facebook.com/DVC News or twitter.com/DVC News. You can't go to that property and not see that there's the DVC footprint there. So it's interesting that there's no discount, but a nice little add-on for folks that are annual pass holders or Disney Vacation Club members.
You know, I love a good discount, but I will also say I do pamper myself, but I kind of draw the line. So I don't typically do an add-on. I feel like I'm already spending my money.
Right.
So I like that add-on for free. It kind of really works for me.
For free. I like that. For free.
Free.
Yeah, it's good. All right.
I got it for nothing.
So you've got the magical makeover and you got the massages. Anything else service-wise that, typical that we want to discuss before we move on?
They also do full body treatments, exfoliation, hydrating treatments. And again, as I mentioned earlier, what you do carries over. So clearly a little bit of Disney magic. While I was off getting changed and sitting in a chair relaxing, they were getting my treatment room ready. And you're greeted in a regular spa. The lighting is very dim, but the lighting wasn't regular. I had picked an amethyst stone, and so it was lit in light purple. And I'm told that based on your stone, your room will be lit with that color to kind of give you that aura. And so it really kind of sets that feeling. Again, I'm not a stone person. I'm a color person. I love purple. And so I think it also kind of just adds to that ambiance and gives you that great feeling. I have to say, my masseuse, Mary, and don't you all take her for when I want to go back, but she was phenomenal. It was by far one of the best massages I have had in years.
Well, that's good to know.
And again, I love a masseuse that understands that maybe you want to talk, because there are people, I don't understand them. As much of a talker as I am, I'm very pleasant during the first 2 minutes of my massage, and then I want you to not speak to me for the rest of the time.
Yeah, that's kind of how I operate as well.
I'm in my little spa coma. I'm close to falling asleep. It's like my one time every probably 6 months I treat myself, and it's my one opportunity to really relax. And, Mary got that. We chatted for a minute. She checked on the pressure, and then she just did what she did best, which was a phenomenal full body massage.
Very cool. All right. Anything else service-wise that you want to talk about before we jump into, some pricing?
No, again, I think look at their offerings. You can see it all online. You can book it yourself. They start with 50-minute massages, but they go up to 80-minute massages. They go up to signature massages. You can definitely add on and bring all you want into it, but you can also do more basic and get every bit of enjoyment out of it. Because again, after my treatment, took well over an hour in the relaxation room. If you've listened to any of our episodes about Disney Cruise Line, you've heard me talk about my desire to put one of those heated chairs in my living room.
Right.
And there's a section of each locker room that has a hot tub, a sauna, and just 2 of those heated chairs, but I was the only one in that room for over an hour. I sat and I read my book on my phone. I relaxed on my heated chair. I looked at the gorgeous new tile work on the wall. I found the hidden Mickey on it. When I felt like I really should, vacate the premises, they have a refrigerator in there with scented cool towels, just little hand towels to kind of wipe your face and rejuvenate from the heat and help you rehydrate. It was just a phenomenal experience.
Yes, sounds like a good time. Disney, where do we land price-wise, right? You know that when you're going through an experience like that, are we paying that Disney extra dollar for it just to make sure that the experience is great, this, that, and the other thing? Where do we land price-wise?
I think you do. So I had, as I said, a 50-minute massage. It was $180 with a automatic 20% gratuity. Just as some comparison, that same massage on Disney Cruise Line is $179 with an 18% gratuity. I live by one of the top day spas in the country. So if I haven't traveled and treated myself to a spa, I will go there. They're $130 for that 50 minutes. So a pretty decent difference. And then I looked up some of those big spa chains, places where you can have memberships. And I have a friend who goes to one of them. I think she goes every other week. Those places where they are, come in, get your massage and leave. It's not an experience. It's a massage. They tend to be about $80 plus a tip. So you're definitely paying for the experience. I will say the day spa that I go to and several that I've been to, well, they have relaxation rooms. Most don't have the sauna, the hot tub, and the heated chair element to it. So, again, you're getting what you're paying for if you're making use of it.
Makes sense. All right. We're coming to the end of the program. Anything else you'd like to mention before we call it an evening?
When we checked out, I think I had that kind of deer in headlights look on my face after I paid. She said to me, "Are you sunrises or sunsets?" I was like, "What?" And she's like, "It doesn't matter. Just pick one. Which do you like better?" I'm like, "Okay, well, there went the experience." When you leave your treatment, depending whether you pick sunrise or sunset, they send you home with a little bath salt that supposedly invokes what sunrise or sunset feels like. Okay. So to kind of leave you with that extra bit of your experience. Well, in theory, you can get to it through My Disney Experience, and you need to do it on a computer as opposed to a phone. It will take you to a third-party site because Disney does not own the spa itself. And it does follow that same booking window as Disney, so 60 days out. I honestly booked my massage about 6 days out, and I had probably a choice about 4 times. But I will say, especially if you're looking at a Run Disney weekend, a holiday weekend, use that 60 days, book early, because it will sell out. I know when I tried to do the time that I ran in the Wine and Dine, I didn't book the foot treatment right away because I wasn't sure I wanted to spend for it. And by, 58 days out, it was booked solid. Yeah. So like I say about a lot of things, easier to book and cancel than go in to get it later and not get it. You do not prepay for the appointment. So no disadvantage to booking early.
Well, Sandy, thank you for taking the time tonight. It's not shopping, but it is the spa. So we do know that we're going to get a firsthand experience from you when we're talking about one of those two things. You definitely didn't disappoint tonight. I hope you have a great week.
You too. Glad I could help.
And that's a wrap this week on Let's Talk Dis. If anyone you know could benefit from this or any show, please share on your Facebook and Instagram for other Disney fans to enjoy. And don't forget to reach out to the folks at Easy Dis by Instant Impressions Travel Services for any Disney destination planning. Make it a great week. And as always, keep making memories.